Well, I wrote a song about Jack Kerouac in the 1980s called Hey Jack Kerouac, and I guess that's what brought me to Ebs' attention. What I like about this film is that it doesn't take an idealized look at Jack Kerouac. It's, you know, eyes wide open and very honest about what a complicated and in many ways contradictory character he was. I think Lowell, Massachusetts is probably one of the places that I think of when I think of Jack Kerouac. I think of mill towns and working class people. Not so much about what came after, but I think that people are very much formed by the environment that they're raised in. And I think Jack was very much a child of immigrants and working class. When I arrived at my interview with Ebs, I thought, I'm going to be the party pooper here because I really do. The way that I look at Jack Kerouac and a lot of the male beat generation writers is, well, with the feminist lens. And it turned out that Ebs was going to approach him as the complex character that he was. So. I read Joyce Johnson's book, Minor Characters, when I was probably 20 years old. And that was the moment where I said to, after reading her book, I said, yeah, what about the women? How come they're so flat? Why don't they get to have any dimension? And sort of carried that through my analysis of all the books I read by Kerouac. I think that Jack Kerouac has inspired several generations now of people to live in the moment. I think that's probably his greatest legacy. And that's a challenge for a lot of people these days. There's a lot of distractions. But be present and alive to your surroundings and the experiences that you're having. Well, originally, the director thought that it'd be great if I re-recorded Hey Jack Kerouac for the closing credits, but and John wanted to rap at the end. And so I started writing in that sort of rhythmic idiom, kind of. And what developed was 3 days of just writing new lyrics about the state of things today. And when I presented them to John, he said, this isn't an addendum to the song that you wrote 30 years ago or 35 years ago, whenever it was. He said, this is a new song. So In the Land ended up being a new song. And only a small portion of it is in the film, but the song is actually over 6 minutes long. I think this is a really important film. I think it's important because it's looking at Kerouac's legacy and how the words that he wrote are still living today in people's lived experience. I think not too many authors get to have that experience, to remain as present in people's lives and in the culture as Jack Kerouac.